Welcome. Thanks for showing up on your mat. I'm Serena, and I'm going to guide you through some yin postures. And the invitation is just to allow this to be a nourishing time. So however this works in your body, the pressure's off, you're in the privacy of your own home. So just allow yourself to settle into a comfortable seat. So you can either prop yourself up on blocks, as I have, having them wide between your ankles, or you can even sit on a chair with your feet comfortable on the floor. And bringing yourself into a tall, wakeful seat. You can let your eyes close. And just begin to allow the thinking mind to settle down right down to your feet. Feeling your toes and your heels. And becoming aware of your legs underneath you. And let your sit bones get heavier into the props or the seat or the floor. And allowing your spine to grow long and tall through your body, out the crown of your head. Perhaps even noticing how this lengthens your body. And unhinge your jaw and let your shoulders relax as your arms flow down into your hands, out your fingertips. And for a few moments, becoming aware of how your body is breathing without changing anything at all. Just simply being with your body and the breath. Aware of the entire filling inhale and the entire releasing exhale. And perhaps noticing the breath in the nose or the chest or the belly. There's no right way to feel this. It's whatever you are aware of. As the breath is received and the breath is released. And if you notice the mind wandering or thinking about something else, be so grateful that your mind is working, and just gently, firmly, compassionately bring yourself back here to sitting in your body, feeling it breathe for you. Again and again, anchoring into the awareness of breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. This helps to calm the mind and settle the body. And if your eyes are closed, slowly begin to let the light return. And we'll move into our first posture. So arranging your props, if they're there for you, to the top of your mat. And coming into a tabletop position. Having your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees right under your hips, and curl your toes under, spreading them, letting them stretch out. And let your belly fall to the earth. Your shoulders hug on the back body and lift the chin, and just pause for a full in and out breath. Feeling another full inhale, and as you exhale, let the navel draw into the body, pushing the spine up to the sky. The head falls, the tailbone tucks. Full breath in and out. You can cycle for a few breaths. The inhales, let the belly fall, shoulders hug the back of the heart as you lift your chin. And the exhales, draw the belly in, pushing the spine up, point the tailbone down, head falls. And take 3 more in the own rhythm of your breath. And perhaps you'd prefer to hold in one variation. That's perfect. This is your practice. And at any time, if something isn't feeling right in your body, remembering to take care. You can always pause and sit and simply visualize and listen to the cues for the breath. And coming to a neutral spine, feel your belly hug into the body. And we're going to come into a lunge. So if you have blocks or books, having them close by, lifting yourself up and bringing the right foot forward into a high lunge. So if there's any issues with the knees, always stacking blankets or bringing something extra cushy underneath to support yourself. And so finding your front knee exactly over the heel. Lift your hips, squaring them, the right hip back, left hip forward, and allow yourself to sink down. Hands on the blocks, lightly resting. And the back toes can be curled under. You can rest the foot down. Just noticing if you begin to spill out and just lift the right hip back, bringing the left hip forward, squaring the hips, and letting the base of the spine ground down as the crown of the head lifts up. And shoulders relax in this high lunge. And returning to the anchor of the breath. Noticing where you feel the breath in and out in this posture. And although there is some efforting, seeing if you can soften around the edges, just meeting whatever sensation is there, allowing yourself to breathe with it. And we'll take 5 more fully experienced cycles of breath. And perhaps even feeling space become available to sink in a little bit deeper, or not, whatever is there. And completing the entire last exhale. And begin to lift the hips up, maybe curling the toes under, and walking the blocks back beside you. Or just having your hands on the ground. And we'll begin to shift the hips back and curl the toes towards the shin, lifting the heart as best as you can. The leg doesn't have to straighten. Just by flexing the toes towards the shin and moving the hips back, you'll begin to feel the sensation in the length in the back of the right leg. And you can stay here breathing with this if it's enough. Or you can again bring in a few rounds of cat-cow, moving the spine with the breath. As you inhale, feel the heart lift and maybe not a lot of movement happens. And as you exhale, moving slowly, compassionately, exhaling and drawing the navel in, and then inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, folding forward. And if you're finding the breath becomes labored or irritation in the sensation, just back it off a little bit, allowing yourself to move gently and slowly, meeting the sensation and the stretch. Either flowing or just pause for another full cycle of breath in and out. And we'll begin to shift the weight forward back into the lunge. And this time taking it a little bit deeper, so you're welcome to stay as we first did in a high lunge. Blocks available. But this time we'll bring the right hand on the inside of the right foot and heel toe the right ankle out a little bit. And shift the weight And the hips back, square them off, lowering them forward. And staying here, breathing into it and feeling whatever is there, trusting it takes the body a few moments of breath to begin to respond, and trust that you're safe here before it begins to yield. And as you feel space become available, you can lower down. And moving slow and incrementally, and perhaps even keeping the spine long, you begin to lower down onto your forearms, perhaps even right down on the ground. As long as you can maintain space in the spine so that there's availability for breath and ease. And allow the head to gently fall. And returning to the anchor of breath. And as you are fully present with the sensation, seeing when space becomes available to maybe move in a little deeper, or maybe even back it out a little bit, and honoring whatever is there in your body. And taking 3 more fully experienced cycles of breath. The hands are soft, the jaw unhinged. And as you feel that third exhale, hug the belly into the back body and gently bringing yourself up if you've been down on your forearms. And lifting the right hand up and around to the outside of the right foot, and we'll move back as we did earlier, shifting the hips back, walking the hands with blocks or on the ground. And again, lengthen, lift the heart as you take an inhale, and as you exhale, perhaps folding forward or just pausing at the top with breath. And you can flow or just be still. And curling the toes towards the shins. And feeling your hips move back, square and even. Letting your face be soft, your shoulders relaxed. And take 3 more breaths, flowing or in stillness. Beginning to shift the weight forward. And then setting the right foot back, and we'll move into the other side. Moving nice and slow. And as you bring the left ankle exactly under the left knee, maybe even just allowing yourself to wiggle and wave yourself into the lunge. And the back toes again can be curled under or the top of the foot relaxing to the ground. And shift the left hip back and the right hip forward, and allow yourself to settle into this high lunge. And opening up into the right hip flexor. So in this short sequence, we're working into the hamstrings and the hips, where we carry a lot of tension. And in the practice of yin, we hold these postures a little longer to allow the deeper tissue, the connective tissue, the fascia, to time to rest and receive, drawing moisture, hydrating the tissue. Letting your shoulders relax and your hands be soft. And take 3 more breaths here. And on the 3rd exhale, drawing the navel in, beginning to shift the hips back. So using the blocks or walking the hands beside the body. And even if the knee is bent, that's fine. Curl the toes towards you and feel the left hip shift back. And you can stay here. You can pulse with the breath. And the left and the right side will have their differences from how we hold our body throughout the day. And so what feels good on one side might not feel good on the other. We're letting go of expectation. And instead of what you think the body should be doing, feel what the body is doing and breathe into that. And taking 3 more cycles of breath, flowing or in stillness. And on the 3rd exhale, you can just shift the weight forward. And staying again in the high lunge if that feels appropriate for you, and trusting you're getting everything you need right here. If you'd like to take it a little deeper, you can bring the left hand on the inside and heel toe the left foot away. Maybe just rocking it out, make a little space. And welcoming yourself to stay up nice and high. And as space becomes available, as you can feel the opening in the hips and the ungripping, you can invite yourself to come down a little deeper. And no rushing. In fact, if you move too quickly, the contraction will prevent you from yielding and moving deeper into the pose. And allowing yourself to collaborate with the posture, the breath, and time. And keeping the spine long from the base to the crown as best as you can. And moving at your own pace, deeper in or backing off. And let your hands be soft, anchoring into the breath. And perhaps tucking the chin, lengthening the back of the neck. And if you're feeling any agitation in holding these postures, seeing what's there for you, how can you soften? Perhaps it's releasing your jaw or your hands. Perhaps it's breathing more deeply. Perhaps it's rewriting the script of the mind. As if we're thinking about challenge, the body will be in contraction. See if you can rewrite the inner dialogue to be more supportive of your experience here. Taking 3 more full breaths. And the exhale, hugging the navel into the body. If you've lowered yourself down, gently walking yourself back up. And shifting the hips back, bringing the left hand back around to the left side. And again, curl the back toes under, and then shift the weight back as we have before. Curling the left toes towards the shin, shifting the hips back, lift the heart. And again, taking what feels good for you, holding stillness with the breath in and out, or flowing. The inhales lift the heart, exhales fold forward. And 3 more breaths. And beginning to walk yourself back forward. And bringing the left foot behind you. We'll just flush that out of the back body by moving through cat-cow again. Curling the toes under, stretch out the bottoms of the feet. Let the belly fall, shoulders hug the back of the heart as you lift the chin. Inhale, the full front line of the spine. And exhale, hug the belly in. Enjoy the stretch of the back body, maybe even wiggling the hips from side to side. And we're just continuing to flow in a variation that makes sense for you. And bringing yourself to a neutral spine and finding yourself on a seat. Bringing the legs out in front of you. In a loose cross-legged posture. Maybe moving the flesh away so the sit bones can find the ground. And we'll just take a gentle twist before coming into Shavasana. So feel the base of the spine grounded and the crown lifting. Take the right hand behind you close to the base of the spine and the left hand to the right knee. Keep the hips and the sit bones earthy and just begin to slowly begin to turn over to the right from the base of the spine, the middle of the spine, to the upper body. With every inhale, think of lengthening from the base to the crown, and the exhales twisting a little more deeply. Maybe eventually looking over the right shoulder. Shoulders relax. One more breath in and out. And let your navel guide you back to center. And just pause for a breath in and out. Notice any feeling in the spine or the neck or the side body. And then bringing your hands behind you and just shift which leg is in front, changing your cross-legged position. And we'll twist in the other side. So the left hand behind you, sitting up nice and tall. The right hand to the left knee. The base of the spine grounded and the crown is lifted. Inhaling, nice long body. And exhale, begin to twist. From the base to the mid, the upper spine. Every inhale lengthening in equal opposite directions. The base to the earth, the crown to the sky. And just let it be a gradual twisting, feeling into it. One more breath in and out. And again, the navel leads you back to center. And pausing to feel breath, noticing any changes in the sensation. And trusting that nothing is something also. Just being with whatever is there for you. Letting the legs relax, shoulders relax. You can continue breathing here in this way, or you can gently begin to tilt your hips forward and walking your hands in front. Or if you're feeling a lot of agitation in the hips, you can always have blocks underneath the knees. You can keep the hands beside you. But if it's available, on your own terms, in your own time, slowly, slowly begin to walk yourself into a forward fold. And taking your time. And again, not doing this, just breathing into this. And taking 3 fully experienced cycles of breath. Feel the back body expanding and feel yourself settling. And to come out of it very slowly, bringing your hands closer if they were extended. Hug the navel into the body as you begin to bring yourself back up to sit. And we'll just lengthen that out on the other side. And again, both sides are going to feel a little bit different. So just taking your time and just honoring where you are. Without rushing, without forcing. And once you've arrived, taking 3 breaths. Letting the legs relax, the jaw unhinged. Feel the ribs expand in the back. Feel your legs relax as you exhale. And then very slowly, slowly, slowly drawing yourself back up to sit. And making your way into Shavasana. It's always so important to take rest and allow the body to absorb after holding and moving. So I'd suggest taking about 3 to 5, maybe even 10 minutes if it's there for you, to lay down and relax. Namaste.